knows nothing, can understand nothing. Plunge deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
Good tidings, everybody, and welcome to the Ansem Report podcast, the longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast on the internet. This is episode number 97. 3 faded episodes away from episode 100 live, that we're doing live on the internet. I'm Mike, and with me as always is the absolutely corked, not at all smelly in any sense of the word, brother. No, Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hello.
Doesn't smell.
No.
Despite what some reports might tell you.
Despite the fact that he brought up the smell on a podcast, or the lack of smell, not smelly.
Yeah. Despite the fact that you would think that he's actually smelly because I said that. He's not.
I'm not.
He's not smelly. Jason, how are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good.
Not smelly.
Not smelly at all.
That's fantastic to hear. Jason, we have an action-packed episode here for you today. But before we really dive into it.
No, like, I'm not smelly.
Dude, he's not smelly, okay? Stop fucking trying to say he's smelly.
Like, I all the time, I'll just be at work and they'll be like, someone smells good. And then they'll be like, oh, it's you.
Well, you would still be smelly then.
That smells good. No, like, smelly has a bad connotation.
No,
dude.
you just have a good smell. You're smelly.
No, that doesn't work.
That's how it works.
Guys, let them know that doesn't work like that.
Jason, wow, you're smelly. I like your perfume. Anyway.
Yeah, dude, that works on all the ladies. God damn, girl, you smell.
Girl, you smelling something fierce. Anyway, I've tried to move on the episode 3 times now from the smelliness. We got flooded, Jason, with Apple Podcast reviews.
That smells delicious.
4 Apple Podcast reviews to read to you guys right now.
Holy shit.
4.
4. That's fucking so tight. What the fuck?
And they happened the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. I don't know what y'all are doing. Just laying out reviews day after day like this.
Y'all nutty.
Y'all lost your mind.
Y'all smelly, probably.
Probably.
In a good way.
The first review is
apparently
from
it works like that.
Joshing You 62. And they say it's 5 stars, and they say a fun podcast that never gets old. This is one of my favorite podcasts. It's one of the first podcasts I listen to, and I almost always listen to each new episode as soon as it comes out. The hosts, Mike and Jason, are great and lots of fun. They can be a little rough sometimes, but they're good boys, and I always come back for more. I'm not sure what he's referring to.
Yeah. I'm a bit smelly, okay?
Yeah, it was smelly.
But in a good way.
I've been a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts ever since I was a little kid, and while I've never gotten into the community much, these guys and their podcast make me want to join and get a lot more involved in their community. They even have a Discord for their listeners to join, though I've always been too nervous to join myself, LOL. I look forward to this every Friday, and it makes my day at work better when I get to listen to their podcast. It's something to look forward to during the week. Keep up the great work. P.S. If nothing else, you should listen to this podcast for their Dark Roads Take Me Home cover song. One of my favorite parts of the show, and it's a tragedy it wasn't included in Melody of Memory, LOL. Thank you, Josh and you. And if you haven't joined the Discord yet, my friend, you should come hang out with us. We'd love to talk to you.
Yes.
And we appreciate the 5-star review. Next one is from The Best Movie Ever Made Before is the name.
Okay.
The subject says 101% and 5 stars.
Wow.
Kind of a weird review here, but I love the show.
Nice.
I've been listening for a very long time, and I make sure to tune in every Friday while I'm at work. You all have a great perspective on the series as a whole, and I love hearing you all talk it. I love Kingdom Hearts and have since I was like 7 years old. Very excited for the 100th episode. It's insane how long the podcast has been active. Yes, the longest running.
Yeah, that's why it's the longest running, yeah.
Also, in the YouTube video /streams, I love the Coheed and Cambria banner behind you all. The second stage turbine blade is the GOAT. Hell yes, dude.
You love to hear it.
Hell yes, dude. Anyways, though, I'm looking forward to hearing you all talk about Kingdom Hearts some more, and I'm very excited to hear how this Union Cross story finally wraps up.
It
never. We got some news for you today on that account, so stay tuned.
It doesn't end.
Thank you. The best movie ever made before. Appreciate you. This next one's from Eric111595.
Hell yeah, dude.
Very. I'm assuming that's November 15th, 1995, but I'm not trying to dox
Stop
anybody.
doxing him, dude.
It says,
for fuck's sake.
the best KH podcast around, 5 stars.
Wow.
I've only recently discovered this podcast, but it hooks me right from episode 1. I never start a podcast at current episodes. I always see where they started. Mike and Jason have such welcoming voices, and it honestly feels like you are with them in their basement, just shooting the breeze, talking about your favorite video game franchise. I cannot recommend this podcast any more than I already have. It is worth diving in. Jason's impression of Zigbar is also superb, and that alone can be a drawing factor for you. Overall, if you like KH and you like 2 brothers who enjoy talking about it, put your headphones in and come along for the ride. Thank you, Eric.
I don't know why. Like, I haven't done the voice in so long. And it just has been coming up so much recently, like in the stream, in the podcast.
Because people love your Zigbar voice, dude.
Oh my God.
This final one.
That's a lot of pressure.
This final one's a little weird. It's from elbow_juice.
Elbow juice.
And it says, it's okay, 5 stars. And it says, hey, you want to drink something the dinosaurs drank? You want to drink what Nomura drinks? What Freddie Mercury, Van Gogh, Shakespeare, and Moses drank? You want to be cool like them? Drink some water. It's the latest trend everyone is doing. Be healthy and drink this amazing liquid that has been here since the dawn of time and still works properly. Something that every living being on Earth has had contact with since the very beginning. I mean, how cool is that? That's really awesome and you know it. So why don't you drink some water right now and think about how you are doing the exact same thing others have done for millions of years. Drinking water.
I'm drinking water right now.
Drink water and be one of the cool kids. Thank you, Elbow Juice, for the copy pasta.
Oh, yeah.
But we appreciate the review regardless. And I like that you threw Nomura in there, dude. Like,
oh yeah, dude. A little sprinkle.
I think in the copy pasta, that's supposed to be Michael Jackson. So, good replacement.
Yeah.
Good replacement, Elbow Juice. Nice job. If you want to give us a review on Apple Podcasts, you can just go to Apple Podcast app and review us. We only accept 5-star reviews.
Wait. Go back one screen.
What?
Did you close it?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Why?
Dude, you're telling me we have 46 reviews. First off, that's fucking balling. Thank you guys. You guys are fucking absolute ballers.
Where did you see that? Oh, yeah.
46 ratings.
46 reviews for a 4.5-star rating.
And you're telling me we have 45 5-star reviews.
Yeah. And 1 2-star.
And 1 2-star. And then we're not a 5-star.
Should we read his?
You gotta be kidding me, dude.
I don't know that I can go back. I don't know how this works.
Fuck that guy, dude.
Yeah. Well, we don't have the same love for the characters as he does. So
the same nerdy
Nakeo123 or whatever your
love.
name was. If you're out there, fuck you.
You're a fuck, and I know you still listen. You fuck. You like the show? Admit it. Go change your review now
for the second time.
Yeah. He's dropping it to a 1.
If you want to leave us a review, we'd highly appreciate it. It helps the algorithm on Apple Podcasts at least. And it's fun to hear from you guys and read it on the show. So even if you want to give us a 1-star, I mean...
I was having a terrible day because my brother called me smelly. And then like now I'm chilling.
Now you're chilling, dude. Fuck it.
I'm walking on sunshine right now.
This is 2 weeks ago, I said, "Hey, we're gonna read this advent calendar thing that Yoko Shimomura is doing every week. We're gonna like catch up on the week." And then because Damo's so fucking 5-head, I forgot. So we have some catching up to do on this advent calendar.
Okay.
If you don't know what this is, basically every day of December, Yoko is picking a song that she composed in Kingdom Hearts and giving a memory about it. And then KH13, the fucking mind blown 5-head cretins at KH13.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to
are
Yuji.
translating them and then putting some nice, beautiful art on there.
Yeah.
And I believe they're also attaching the song to it now. If you're on Twitter or YouTube, maybe not YouTube, maybe just Twitter, but I've seen that. So shout out to them, and we're gonna read through day 3 through God, I don't even know what fucking day it is. Day 3 through day 17. Bear with me, folks, as I read these little quips from Yoko Shimomura. The first one for day 3 is Wave of Darkness 1 from Kingdom Hearts 0.2. And Yoko says, performed live at the World Tour Orchestra in 2017 in Los Angeles. I still have vivid memories of everyone's reaction to the surprise trailer. I could hear everyone shouting, "Excuse me?" from above the stage. What a good memory. Laughs.
That's cute.
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 Day 4, Stranded Beyond from KH3. While at first it might sound like a fleeting, ephemeral song, at around the 104 mark, it starts to tug on your heartstrings. When I heard the song's recording at around that part, I felt an indescribable sense of sadness and despair. Not as fun of a fact there.
Not as cute.
Not as cute, but
No.
correct. Day 5, The Afternoon Streets from KH2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This song was written with a certain feeling in mind. That feeling when night falls and the city lights start illuminating the streets. Unlike the twilight feeling of lazy afternoons. The gentle light on your window as the sun goes down, the smell of dinner in the air, but somehow you feel a strange, mysterious feeling of loneliness. I wonder why.
Don't make me think about that.
What if every day she just gets more and more existential, and then by the end you're questioning why you exist.
You're shaking and
right.
rocking back and forth.
Yoko. Day 6, Dismiss from Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Looking back, this was the song with very specific requests such as add this melody to this line, or don't put in this phrase but this one. At first I thought, that's pretty unreasonable, but then it went pretty smoothly. It's as if that song was waiting to see the light of day, like it's been there from the start. Interesting. Day 7, Another Side, KH Final Mix. The last song I wrote when working under Square before I became a freelancer. I made it while viewing the Secret Movie's Mysterious World. To Tetsu-san. The piano part of the song had an Org 13-esque feeling to it, so after that it would become part of the official theme for the Organization 13. Translator's note, Tetsu-san is a nickname for Tetsuya Nomura, obviously. But that's interesting, because in my head, which it made no sense in my head, but in my head, I always thought the Organization theme came first. But no, it did not. Another Side came first, because it was in KH1.
Yeah.
So I don't know why in my head I had those confused, but that's really interesting. They took that one line from the beginning and kind of made it into its own thing.
Yeah.
Day
Crazy.
8. What?
That's crazy.
Oh, I thought you...
That's
sorry.
crazy.
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Stop it. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Day 8, Darkness of the Unknown from KH2. The intention behind this song was to make it be able to move on to another song without sounding unnatural. But in reality, this song ended up having 3 phrases, each corresponding to the battle's phases. For the soundtrack, though, I connected the 3 phases into one single recording.
Nice.
Oh, dude. Day 9's a great day. Traverse Town, KH1. This song is only 34 seconds long in a loop. It has no intro and goes straight into the melody, but I think that's kind of simple arrangement is good for Traverse Town. You won't need the song to be long since you'll listen to it repeatedly for a long time, right?
And repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly. Repeatedly.
Dude, it's such a good song.
Repeatedly.
Such a good song. Oh, wait. What happened here? After day 9. Oh, did it? So day 10. Rowdy Rumble, KH2. A song I wanted to make because I wanted to tackle a battle song that sounds the same as the world song, but with the phrases slightly different. Due to a mishap of mine, the demo version of the song was played at an event before it was complete. I turned white as a sheet in the event hall. Laughs. That one's kind of cute.
Oopsie.
Day 11, Rage Awakened, KH2 Final Mix. A song that I'm honored to say has been used multiple times, including in promo videos. Whenever I get requests for secret boss songs, the bosses, are always referred to as Mystery Man. So I always go, who are you? Who the heck are you? And write a song with a lot going on in my imagination. Wow. So she doesn't even know anything about Lingering Will, you know?
Right.
Just, he's a mystery man.
Who the hell are you?
Day 12, Sora, KH2. Originally, Sora's theme had a completely different melody, but when I had to make the staff roll and reached a certain phrase, my mind went, this can't be anyone but Sora. I guess you could say that Sora popped in my head at the moment, and so it became Sora's theme. Day 13, Kairi 1, KH.
A banger.
Sora's theme comes from KH2, but Kairi's theme has been there since KH1, and it has 3 variants as well. When you compare the 3, 1 and 2 have little to no difference. When I couldn't decide which chord was better, I decided to use them both. Day 14, Roxas, KH2. I've answered this several times in several interviews, but this song came to light as I was lightly playing the piano. It has no chorus and is very short. Who would have thought that he, Roxas, would become such a popular character? At the time, while I was fine-tuning the song, I thought, huh? Where's Sora?
Yeah, where the hell is Sora?
So did we all, Yoko. So did we all.
Where the hell is Sora? Who is this blonde kid?
All my homies want to hear Lord of the Castle.
Oh, shit.
From Kingdom Hearts Recon.
Oh, shit.
Whenever I write piano passages with very fast tempo, I play them at a reduced speed so I can record the data. Otherwise, I can't play them, laughs. Originally, Recon did not use live performance audio, so we decided to record this song for Kingdom Hearts 1.5. Benjamin Nuss, who performed this track for KH 1.5, joined me in a concert afterwards. Or I said Benjamin, it's Benjamin. You know how like when you only see the first two letters, or the first letter and the last letter, and you just put it together?
Yeah, yeah.
I just saw Benjamin, and it's Benjamin.
Benjamin is the Lord of the Castle, dude.
Benjamin, Lord of the Castle, Lord of the Castle. Day 16.
Oh, no.
Le Impeto Escuro.
Okay, okay.
KHDDD.
Okay, okay.
It was a song that I had finished at the last minute. It was so last minute that I didn't even get the director's okay until it was the day to record. During the recording, I got the call of their approval, and as soon as the recording finished, I skipped from the studio.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally, for this day 17, here on December 17th when we're recording this, Gardando nel buio, KH. When Tetsu-san was on a business trip, he had to check and listen to the demo on his phone speakers. Sorry if I keep talking too much about these last-minute songs. When I sent him the message, he was waiting for the train at the station. I'm incredibly sorry for that. That literally told us nothing about the song, Yoko.
It's just the most memorable thing, dude.
Right, I know, but it told us nothing. So, next episode, we will catch up on, I'm assuming, day 18 through 20-something?
Yeah.
Well, dude, next episode was that on Christmas? Episode 98 will be on Christmas, dude. It's a fucking Christmas miracle.
Holy cow.
It's a fucking Christmas miracle. So we'll do 18 through the 24th next week. Jason, I didn't really talk about this before, but there's something I want to talk about, Jason. I want your thoughts on.
Okay.
And it was spawned from a stream we did the other night where we decided to play some Melody Memory verses and tried to match up with some of the our friends in the chat.
Tried to,
and we're not very successful. When we'd had success in the past,
yeah,
we'd match up with Damo and Whale a couple times, and OJ once or twice. We were really trying to match up with Tyler, match up with Sean, match up with anybody, and we just weren't getting that, and it was very frustrating. And well, first of all, I'd like to point you guys to a website called noisypixel.net. Another website that our good friend Orpheus Joshua writes for. He's just a talented man.
Yeah.
And he wrote an opinion piece called Kingdom Hearts Melody Memory is fun, but the online features need some work. So I suggest you guys go check that article out and show our boy OJ some love. But I want to talk about it on our end here, Jason. I'm just going to say my piece, and then you can add on how you feel. But
okay.
It's ridiculous that, A, this game did not come with this. Okay, before I say my opinion piece, I should probably lay it out for people that don't know, because there are probably some people that haven't played Melody Memory.
Right.
So basically, there's a versus mode online, and in order to play, you go in, and you have a rating based on, you start at a certain amount, and then your rating is based on how many matches you win or lose.
Yeah, it goes up, goes down.
Yep,
every
and
match.
You go in, and you can select beginner, standard, proud, or any, and then tricks on or off or any. And those are only differentiating factors that you could choose, and then you just search for somebody. And there's no way to, say, pick Jason from my friends list and say, hey, let's play a match. That is literally impossible. Even locally, that is impossible. Jason can't just grab a second controller into that. He can do co-op that way, but not the versus mode. And I'm really confused as to why that is, for one, because the only reason I can think of it is that way is because they wanted to have the rankings, right? Like, oh, we don't want, like, me and Jason to continually lose to me, so someone boosts their ranking. But this game isn't you can make it a competitive multiplayer game, but it's not like there's going to be Melody of Memory like professional tournaments or professional
Yeah.
things going on. They've announced no plans to have like tournaments.
Especially because how would you set up a tournament? You
Well,
can't.
right. But I guess what I mean is they haven't announced anything on their end of, because like, okay, what would make sense to me is they go, hey, we're going to let people get their rankings up. And then they go, hey, we're having an official Melody Memory tournament. You have to have a ranking of this, or there's different brackets for different rankings, and we're setting it all up. Kind of like Smash does every once in a while through Nintendo, you know what I mean? Like if they were doing something like that, it would make sense to me. But they're not. They're clearly not. And it's very frustrating that, one, I can't match up my friends, and then the matchmaking to me is broken.
Oh yeah, it doesn't really exist.
And we've played people that like we were trying to match up with Sean, who was probably 600 points behind us at a certain point,
yeah,
something like that, and we matched up with somebody who was 1,200 points ahead of us instead of Sean, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Like they were higher than double our rating.
Right? Why is it the way it is? And I guess we're friends with Sean on PlayStation.
That didn't matter. We were friends with Damo. We were friends with
Right.
Whale. Like I don't think that matters.
So I don't really understand what they're doing. And I know this game probably weren't planning on this game having a long multiplayer life or anything. It was just another feature for them to put in.
Yeah.
But like any chance of that is just out the window now.
Oh yeah.
Because like we had fun playing, but after a certain point, we were just frustrated that we couldn't play with our friends.
Well,
right?
and like what happens in like a lot of like for example, you mentioned Smash Bros. Originally it wasn't any multiplayer really, and or like online multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And so people just had to do like in-house stuff,
Right?
without stuff like Anther's Ladder. Like there would be no, you just only have to do like private games
Right.
through like this like scuffed ass like dolphin thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how a lot of those things like start. And when there is no way to play with the people that you want to play with,
Right.
you can't. the people who would have kept playing aren't going to be playing anymore
Right.
because they can't play with the people that they want to play with.
Right. And the only people that are going to keep playing are the people that the ranking is very important to them.
Yeah.
But even then, those people are getting griefed because we got matched up with Lucian, who is a very good player.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously good, perfect scores on a lot of songs, which means you full rainbow excellented them. You know what I mean?
Like
Just-
you didn't get a regular excellent the entire
just
time.
really good players. And they're getting 5 points from beating us, and we're losing 5 points on our
So,
ranking.
like you play the entire song just to have 5 points, which normally, like to put into perspective, like you could go up like easily like 40, 50, upwards to like 100.
We've gone up 100
depending.
before, yeah.
5.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy is, let's say somehow they had a bad game and we won. It would wipe out hours of grinding online for this player.
Right. So basically what I'm saying
It's
is
not fun for anyone.
there's no winner here.
Yeah,
right?
it's a lose-lose.
So this is me pleading with Square. I'm gonna cut this part of the podcast like out and put on Twitter, and I'm gonna come up with some hashtag that I don't know yet, and I'm gonna put all this out there, and I want you guys to like go out and retweet it and push this, because we need to stand up and say, hey, Square, please do this. Because I don't think they're going to do it otherwise. I don't think there's any reason for them to do it unless enough people are going, hey, we want you to do this. Unless they're planning on doing like the final remix or whatever, like I talked about a couple weeks ago. Like there's no point for them to do this unless we make a big enough like, hey, do this. You know, and I'm definitely not saying harass anybody. I just want to make that very clear because we don't want anybody to be harassed. But constantly like retweeting people that talk about it and pushing those like tweets and stuff forward so hopefully the right people see it. That's what I want. Don't go like send death threats to anybody. Don't go like
please
DM
God.
people. Just push the tweets that a lot of creators are going to be doing, because we're gonna try to start a wildfire here that spreads, and not in a literal sense, in a figurative sense. Just to be very clear, don't set fire to Square-Enix headquarters. Do not. Just to be very clear.
Oh God.
We're going to try and push this because I think it's very important, and because I want this game to continue to be something that we can play. Damo had this tournament plan that he wanted to do with different creators, and It just seemed like a lot of fun, and it was just snuffed out before it even began because this game doesn't include a simple private match feature. I can't think of a game that has a competitive like multiplayer aspect where you cannot do a private match.
Yeah.
Fortnite. Fucking Fortnite.
Even if like anything, like if anything, games more often have a private match feature and not a ranked feature.
Yes.
Than have a ranked feature and not a private match. It makes no sense.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think they should abolish the ranked feature. Just make a separate one where it's like, okay, I can just select my friend and I can play with them. It doesn't have to be like too intense. It doesn't have to be like Smash Bros. Where you have a lobby and people are waiting.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, no spectating. Just give me a private match feature so I can go, okay, I select Damo2792 to invite him to a private match, and then we play.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Don't up our ranking when one wins. Don't
do anything.
Don't
just
do anything.
Do the
just
score.
let us play.
Yeah.
Let us turn tricks on and off. Let us select the difficulty, and that's it. Please, Square-Enix, I am coming to you as a humble man, a humble fan, a man who wakes up every morning and gives money to Square-Enix. I'm coming to you. Please put this feature in the game. It's very important to me and a lot of other fans out there, and I think you'll be surprised at how many people jump back into this game if you do this. That's my piece. Also, please fix Dark Road.
Meh.
By ending it.
Yeah.
There's one way to fix Dark Road, and it's by ending it. Speaking of fucking Dark Road, Jason.
It's time for the Jedi to end, dude.
It's time for the Jedi to end. Did I get enough kills to get this last? I think I did. Brand new phone game, Mr. Nomura. Download BlueStacks and grind on your computer. Make some new friends. They all have big keys. They'll all be dead by the time we reach chapter 3. Dark Road, take me home to the place where I belong. Scarlet Coyote, Xehanort Mama, take me home. Dark Road. Ladies and gentlemen, Dark Road. I have 6,000 jewels. But let's talk about what's changed in Dark Road since the last time. They added 5 new cards, Jason. Yuffie.
One of them is Poggers.
Monstro. Hades.
Yeah.
I really want the Hades card. Potion 2. Now, I'm a little confused about Potion 2. Why is it not called High Potion? Why didn't you just make a High Potion card? Why are you making 2 Potion cards?
It's a bit random.
It is kind of a cool card because if you use it outright, it recovers 80 HP. But if you use it as part of your slate or whatever, they don't call them slates in this game, but that's what I'm going to call them. Because
Yeah, it makes sense.
Then it recovers 50. So it still recovers even.
Why would you not just rework the original card?
I don't know. And then there's Genie Jafar, which I know my boy Sean's out there is pretty hype about Genie Jafar, but he probably wishes it was Snake Jafar.
True, yeah.
Anyway.
Anyone would want that.
There are new cards, and then there's also a new free battle for Christmas where you get Blizzard belts, and then you can craft them into Blizzara belts and Blizzaga belts. And the battle's pretty easy. I almost completed all of it, and I barely play this game. I also, before we draw, I want to give you guys a quick update on me as a person. I'm level 47.
Oh.
I leveled up twice in the last 2 days because I actually focused on leveling up.
Okay.
I got about 350,000 BP right now after leveling up, but it's taken about 700,000 BP to level up at this
Dear
point.
God.
So yeah. So the premium keys are where it's at for that. But anyway, enough shop talk. Let's get into what you guys are here for, to listen to me get absolutely griefed.
Here we go, baby.
By the draw. I have enough for 2 draws. I have 6,000 jewels. On the cover, oddly enough, is Genie Jafar and Monstro, the 2 cards I do not want. So,
can I get a Hades?
Let's
Can I
draw
get a
10.
Hades?
Can I get a Hades?
Can I get a Hades?
Or
Can I
any
get
of
a
the other
Hades?
cards I don't have that are good.
Can I get a Hades? Hades nuts.
a little pog. I received 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards that are, or no, I'm sorry, 6 cards that are rainbow points.
Okay, so we have 4 cards.
I got the potion 2.
Ooh.
I got Yuffie.
Okay.
I got Riku replica. I got Maleficent.
That's not bad.
And one blew a boo out of those rainbow cards. So that wasn't terrible.
Okay. This next one's gonna be way worse.
Yeah. I got 2 brand new cards. When's the last time that's happened?
Right. Probably like half a year ago.
All right, here we go again. Please give me Hades.
Hades and nothing else. Give me Hades or give me death.
I did not get Hades.
Give me death.
I got regular potion, so I'm a +6 on that. And I got Genie Jafar.
Oh, wow.
So
we got 4 out of 5 cards. Oh, wait, no, you didn't get Monster. 3 out of 5. Yeah.
And then the rest was all rainbow fodder.
That's not
32.
bad.
Yeah, that's not good, Dark Road. Way to not suck my soul out of my body
That's not
for once.
bad.
Way to not completely demoralize me for the rest of my fucking podcast, dude. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Rest of the day, even.
Rest of the day, rest of my life, even. Appreciate that. What does that do to my deck? Who gets put in?
Yeah, who gets booted?
Oh no.
Did nothing move?
Oh no, that's not good. Yuffie not good enough to make the deck. Potion 2 not good enough to make the deck. And
Jafar not good enough.
Jafar goes to the top of my green villains, actually.
Oh.
Jafar kind of hype.
Okay.
My green villains are kind of scuffed, though. Like, I have Jafar, Yellow Opera.
Yeah, but that one's good.
Emerald Blues, Captain Hook, and Bandit.
Yikes.
So my green villains kind of scuffed.
Yikes.
My red villains kind of hype with Sephiroth, Riku Replica, Fire, the Red Nocturne. I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
So
the Queen of Hearts and Big Large Body Boy.
I'm looking at the pictures for them, right?
Yeah.
And in the corner they got like Yuffie's a physical attack. Monstro and Hades are both magic attacks. And then oddly, there's the potion which has like the shield. Because it's like a support item.
Yeah. So you want to know what Jafar does?
Also does.
Jafar absorbs 50 HP. Stacking cards does not increase value.
So he just does
50 damage and heals you 50.
A base 50.
Which that's a lot. I feel like. I mean, he went to the front of my deck, dude. Because the base power of
he
Yuffie,
does not get better as you stack him.
But the base power of Yuffie is 20 and her plus 10 power is 54. So it's only 4 better than Jafar's 50.
Right.
And you just get his one card and boom. So that's kind of a good card. Actually.
But the more you get, the more you're griefed.
Well, you still get the 1
HP.
The bonus for there. And Tyler clarified my Alice, now that I have 11 of Alice, it will start to count towards shot points. Because you
get 1 and then plus 10.
It's like a 0 card, I guess, the first one. And then, so.
That makes sense.
Not completely grief there. And I didn't get an Alice today, so that's pretty hype.
That is hype. That is so hype.
Not bad, Dark Road. Still a shit game, but not bad. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, those naughty boys and girls in Japan.
I'm sorry, what?
Those naughty girls and boys over in Japan updated Union Cross with some story.
Oh, no.
And we're going to watch it. Well, we're not going to watch it on podcast. We're going to watch it before, and then we're going to talk about it.
Oh,
and then we're going to do our question of the week. So please look forward to that. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. Jason and I, for the first time, just watched the Japanese Union Cross update, the most recent one. And before we dive into what happens there, Jason, what's on your mind?
That was actually probably the best update we've had in like a half a year at least, if not the entire year.
It gave us some information.
It wasn't organization rehash, dude.
Yeah.
It wasn't. And the Darkness character is really intriguing. The Master stuff, Luju stuff is always really cool too. And yeah, there really wasn't anything. I mean, like, the fact that Brain has Ericus Keyblade is probably going to be the most talked about thing.
Already is.
Yeah, but like
Already is.
I don't think that really matters. Really, it's like stuff we kind of already assumed.
Right.
Had already kind of pieced together.
So let me give a synopsis of it, and we'll talk about it more. So basically, we're back in the control room with the Masters and Luju, and Luju begins asking about darkness and if the Master's ever spoken with them. And the Master explains darkness doesn't exist in the same way we do, that they don't have the same kind of like goals and thoughts that we do, so it would be tough for us to understand darkness and darkness to understand us.
Yeah, like it understands what we do, but like not why.
Yeah, the motivations and there's no way for that to be connected better. Like it is what it is. Basically, they spent a long time talking about that, and then we cut to the last scene. We were left off with Ven laying on the ground and Darkness standing over him, and Darkness teleports to the other side of the room, and they kind of face off. Scolds tends to Ven, and Darkness kind of echoes the same sentiment the Master just said, because he's asked, what are your goals? And Darkness says, goals, we don't think the same way that you do. There's no reason for what we're doing. We just do. We're just trying to get to know you better. And so then the conversation steers to, why did Strelitzia have to die? And Darkness mentions that Ven wanted Strelitzia to die. And they say, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. He didn't even know Strelitzia. And he says, no, but he wanted the power, meaning he envied her spot, so to speak.
Yeah.
Not necessarily her in particular, but just being a union leader. Ven wanted to be a union leader.
Yeah.
And so Darkness took it upon him or herself to help Ven with that and get rid of Strelitzia, which I'm assuming it was. At this point, it seems like they're saying she was a wrong place, wrong time kind of person. Like presumably if Scold would have walked in instead of Strelitzia, Darkness would have took care of Scold.
Yeah.
Right? Ven and Darkness would take care of Scold. And so they remark that that's not how Ven would have wanted it, and they say, well, it doesn't really matter. And that triggers Marluxia
and then Marluxia was like, wait, well, then what was the point for Strelitzia to die? Because they were saying that, like, even if he is a union leader, it doesn't necessarily mean that he has power or whatever. Like, he's just a union leader. And he's like, yeah, but that's kind of like details to me.
Right. It
that's
doesn't
more
matter.
Ven's problem.
I was just trying to help him. Laurium finds out that Darkness didn't care that it was Strelitzia that had died. Could have been any of the union leaders. And Laurium he gets the little red viney things around him that he has, and he goes at him, and he gets fucking bodied, dude.
Just destroyed.
Laurium just keeps losing, dude.
Yeah.
Just keeps fucking losing, and you hate to see it.
And it doesn't end.
No.
Even in Kingdom Hearts 3, he's still getting bodied.
Still getting bodied.
Hundreds of years later or something.
Right. Poor man. He's just griefed his whole life. So then what we have next is Brain starts asking some questions. Mostly, and at first you're not quite sure what Brain's getting at, but what he's getting at is, hey, are you the only... Basically, he's trying to whittle down is, how powerful is this guy, and is he the only person here? Can we fight him?
Because Darkness says that normally they're invisible.
Yes. Once Brain gets the answers he needs, he pulls out the Master Defender, the Keyblade of Ericus, which I guess now we should say the Keyblade of Brain, because it would seem that Brain handed that Keyblade down and Ericus got it. I think that's pretty fair to assume at this point. And he dives in and does a very Dark Road-esque looking attack.
Yeah.
And then the screen fades out. And then it cuts back to Luju and the Master of Masters. And Luju, very concerned about the kids, the Master of Masters calls him a mother hen. And Luju's trying to be like, well, we put the future in their hands. The Master of Masters says, well, the Book of Prophecies, the eras happen after this, so they should be fine. Although I don't know who dies and who lives,
Yeah.
And he tells Luju, since your job was to observe, you can watch them, but you cannot meddle.
No meddling.
No meddling. And Luju kind of goes, okay, and then it ends. That's the end of the scene. All the other shit was fucking Candy, Gracer, Crush, Wreck-It Ralph bullshit. That doesn't matter.
That we did not watch.
What they're kind of, in my mind, setting up, Jason, is how Laurium, Elrena, Ephemer, Scold, how these characters move on. And I think it's going to be through the power of Luju. I think Luju is actually going to meddle.
Yeah, probably.
And that would explain, knowing what we know about Luju and who he becomes, Xigbar, that would explain how he brought Marluxia and Larxene into the organization in the first place. Don't you think?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're leading up to. I don't know what I mean, I don't know that they defeat this darkness here, or it's tough to say. That move that Brain pulled off looked really sauce, dude.
Yeah.
That looks like he spent some fucking jewels on that one, dude. Like he
did a lot of pulls for that. He did a lot
of pulls for that one, and he powered it up to plus 11, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And I think it'd be cool if Brain kind of gets revealed as this kind of Chad hero man, right?
That'd be cool.
Because he's kind of like put forth as like this intellectual.
Yeah.
And it would be a little stereotype breaking if he was this like powerful Chad, hero,
Well, it's kind of like one of those things where the darkness says that there's more of the darkness than there is of light. Yeah. And that Laurium's already been bodied.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and Laurium came from getting bodied by Maleficent to this room. Gets bodied again.
Yeah.
Laurium's not doing well.
Like he like limped into the room.
Yeah. Not doing well.
Like 5 minutes ago, he limped into the room.
And I'm pretty sure he didn't teleport behind darkness and whisper anything to him. And I think that's where he fucked up.
Yeah, that's where he fucked up.
If he would have teleported behind him and been like, the urine is stored in the balls.
Yeah.
I think he would have been fine.
Yeah. But then Brain's like, yo, so like, are you the only one here? And
right.
He's like, I am.
Hey, you don't have any friends here, dude.
You don't have any invisible friends
and
here,
then he
right?
pulls out the Master Defender like a fucking Chad, dude.
Yeah, and then he's like, Ephemer's Scold, this is the ultimate enemy. Go crazy.
Right. It was kind of cool.
It was kind of cool.
I was kind of sauced by it. I was kind of hyped up by it, Union Cross doing something cool in a cutscene? What? 2021 must be great. Anyway, so that's kind of it. Do you have any other thoughts on it? I mean, I think you could like infer some things based on like basically the Master of Masters and Lose Your cutscene happens, so things that Darkness says in the other cutscene make sense. Like when he says, "Oh, I watched the Book of Prophecies be written." Master of Masters said before, "Oh, he's been watching us for a long time."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, because otherwise you'd be like, "Wait, the Master of Masters," like they kind of inferred, they're like, you worked with the Master of Masters, right?
Yeah.
But the game tells you, no, that's not actually what happened. He just has been observing them for a long time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the darkness literally says they're old friends, so.
Right, but in my reading of that was like more like
we've known each other a long time.
We're old friends, as in like we've crossed paths and maybe we had battles, or maybe we, cause, the Master of Masters, for better or worse right now, most people believe he's a being of light, not a being of darkness.
Right. He gets kind of defensive though when Luju's asking about the darkness, and he's like, well, the darkness, he's not very normal. And
he was kind of like you, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, what?
And then he's like, maybe you're more like the darkness than me.
Yeah. And does the point.
Yeah.
The point.
The fucking point. So he gets kind of defensive.
He does. Thank you to Gold Panner and KH Insider. We used your video on YouTube to watch that. Again, with translations, we won't actually know for 100% certainty that this is what the tone they wanted to convey until the English version comes out, right?
Yeah.
That's always a given with these, but I think Gold Panner does a pretty good job of catching what the spirit of what they're trying to convey is. So we'll see when in like 6 months or whatever, when this comes to global.
Geesh.
That was the Union Cross 5 minutes.
Wow.
We didn't even tell you it was. It was a fucking stealth infiltration. The Union Cross 5 minutes has been here all the time. Just most of the time it's invisible. It's been invisible. Jason. My dear sweet brother.
What?
It is time for the question of the week. This week's question of the week could contain spoilers for Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, and probably will, actually. Because the question is, what does the ending of Melody of Memory mean for the future of the game?
I'm sorry, this might have spoilers. So about the ending, right?
Yeah. Essentially, what's your theory on what will happen next? So, Wildcat Diana, Terra's Union says, so I picked up several things from the little story we got that could lead to several directions. I'm going to try to do these in order to not get too confusing. So unlike some theorizing I've seen, I don't think it's much the data/technology side of Quadratum that connects both realities. I think dreams are the world type that actually connects the KH world with the new reality we are about to experience, and I just think the fiction part is just Nomura trying to expand on what a world line is. Because he cannot use words like dimension or world, those were already used when we traveled to Disney properties. There's even a Shakespearean quote they use for the Versus 13 scene between Noctis and Sella that alludes to it, stating that nothing is really real, but thinking makes it so. I actually recommend watching that scene again. The possible connection to Kingdom Hearts makes that dialogue super creepy.
Oh, no.
I still think the Sora we saw and Cannot Speak is 1 year later Sora, and I still think something happened to him while he's alone with Yozora and Co. in Quadratum. When we go back to Riku, he is going to meet Yozora and his friends, and during that game, we are slowly going to piece together whatever went down with Sora. The twist I'm predicting is, Sora is crystallized like we saw in Remind, but for a different reason, and it happened later in the story since remember, the Sora-Yozora fight seems to be a dream also. Yozora did that to Sora to protect him from the Master of Master's plan, possibly even after Sora asked him to, would be my guess. Giving an excuse for a future Riku versus Yozora in that game, Riku demands to know where Sora is. Yozora does not tell him. Tension begins. Riku finds a crystallized Sora in the government building's basement, gets mad, fights Yozora, and later finds out that it was for a good reason. Maybe because the Master later shows up and goes, thanks, I was looking for him all over. We got more details about whatever happened to the Nameless Star. I personally got severe Harbinger of Doom mythos out of what we saw in Toy Box, combined with what both the girl and the fairy godmother said. Maybe one of the Quadratum villains is using her body to move around Luju style even. Now this is what I predict for Quadratum. Maybe Dream Drop Distance 2 game. The thing is, it depends on what Nomura wants to do for the 20th anniversary. I still think that a BBS2 game is possible because Ven and Laurium are what connects games from the previous saga to the mobile games. Ven needs to recover his memories of his time as a Union leader, and the foretellers need to be revealed to our heroes as well. A game where they are in the realm of darkness and encounter either a pissed off Laurium and Elrena or even the foretellers in darkness, to then later meet up with Kairi and Donald and Goofy could also work. Also, of course, Kairi said the magical anime words, I need to become stronger. So her arc now is to train with Aqua. Adding Kairi to the Land of Departure set of characters is probably part of the next saga, which I love. Bringing two favorite female characters together is a great idea. I'm only curious about if this is also about joining Kairi with Ven, since there is an idea of Kairi being from Union Cross as well. Oh, I don't know about that one. I've never heard that. At the same time, the one thing I thought when Mickey was sent to Scala was finding a ruined Scaled Kayum, and that Mickey going alone only means someone is gonna body him. He's looking for clues about presumed dead lost masters, because it would be where a newly awakened Laurium or Foretellers would all go also. It's the only place they have an attachment to as those characters, since it was Daybreak Town, they would hide there. And jumping from something that you discussed with Damo, Subject X is a third person that disappeared without a trace in the series. So my theory is that she is Scold and she's probably in Quadratum too. Since she was introduced with a point of view in the report, she is bound to appear in one of the next games. So my prediction would either be BBS2 or DDD2. Let's see which one Nomura is planning in that crazy Master of Masters head of his.
The idea that Scold, did something to, a nature taboo or something, maybe?
What could it have been, though?
Yeah. Well, and, maybe... I mean, what could have happened is Scold is, in the fucking castle as, a prisoner, right? They could have been doing, Ansem, Secret of Darkness could have, been yo, did the same thing that he did to Kairi kind of shit. But she ended up on the other side, maybe.
Oh! Yeah, that's true. Maybe she got thrown into the fucking arc.
A world that is not of light or dark.
Maybe she was test number 2 after Kairi. He's like, well, I don't know where Kairi went. Let's try it again.
Yeah. Or before. Yeah, who knows?
Well, the way he talks, it's kind of like it's the first time he's doing this. Or maybe that's how he found out about the world. That's how he found out about the other side. Is he sent Scold and was like... Ooh, that was the first try. Let's try 2.0.
She's literally not in the light or dark realm. What
Yikers.
the fuck?
Didn't know that existed till now. Sorry, Scold. Let's try Kyrie. Thank you, Diana, for that answer. Very, very well thought out answer. Alks, let's fucking go Sephiroth says, I feel like it's going to be how DDD set up 3, just way more intense. Now that Xehanort is done, we have to deal with the Foretellers and Mom. I feel like Mom set up Yozora to kill/crystallize Sora so he could bait Riku in and kill one or both of them and reveal that he and Yozora and Co had a deal that Yozora could return from where they came from, which could be why we saw him in the car in the end. Oh. I like that. Aqua and Kyrie are probably going to have their training interrupted by some Union Cross shit and have to split up for an entire game, and the Mickey thing is going to be the Dark Road characters coming back for the fight against the Master of Masters and the Foretellers. As for the BBS trio, during their trek in the Realm of Darkness, they will find the Union Cross characters, and Lorium will have revenge against Ventus, creating this distraught tension with Aqua and Terra, and split everyone up again. Lee and Isa will go back to searching for Subject X and end up fighting Luzu/Zigbar because he was the one who probably saw her last, and Roxas and Shion will be doing their own thing. Or Nomura could just say fuck it and make a Kingdom Hearts 1 remake and make it connected to Melody Memory for some fucking reason and pull a Final Fantasy 7 remake. I don't know. This is Nomura we're talking about.
True.
Thank you, Alex.
I'm excited for any of those.
Yep. All that sounds good. I really like the point of Yozora made a deal with the Master of Masters to protect Sora, and if he does that, that sends him back to his world, and that's why he wakes up in the car.
Maybe.
But he also wakes up in the car when he loses, so that
he also wakes up in the car and looks like how he looks.
That's true. I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Is any of this real or not? Is any of this reality or not, dude?
Yeah, that's so meta. Also, but it's like the whole thing there where he's like, this is what I really look like, and then he wakes up in the car and he's still like, looks like that in higher def. But
yeah, this is so confusing. Anyway, Captain Joe says, I'm hoping that before we get a game that picks up right where Melody Memory were left off in the timeline, we get at least one game taking place in the 1 year time skip between the end of 3 and Limit Cut episode. In the previous saga, we got days after KH2, which fleshed out the time between the end of Com and the beginning of 2, and I loved that. It really made it feel like a year had gone by for these characters. I don't know how good of a chance this has of actually happening, but if it does, it would probably be the Wayfinder trio in the Realm of Darkness. And since the Realm of Darkness has the tendency to make people face their inner demons, this would be where Ven's darker past comes into play. Jumping ahead to Post-Bomb, I'm wondering if we'll get a game like BBS in that there are multiple paths to play through that tell each different stories. One route would be Mickey exploring Kala and finding clues about the Foretellers. Another would be Riku heading to Quadratum, and maybe if one of the theories brought up in the podcast were correct, discovering that he's in the completely wrong place. The third route would either be focused on Kairi and her training, although I don't know how they turn that into a whole route, or it could be Sora trying to find his way out of unreality from the inside. Whatever happens, it's going to be a crazy ride, and I'm so hyped to see what the future has in store of Sora and the gang.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Captain Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Phil Games. Phil Games. Time for the games. Says, Kyrie is going to train with Aqua, and I don't care what the heck else happens as long as they spend some time on that. Hell yeah, brother. You'd love to see it.
Hell yeah, brother.
Vetus says, Kyrie, Naminé, and Shion train with Aqua. But for training, she just sends them out to Disney Worlds because that's the only way to get good, obviously. Then it's Kingdom Hearts Union Cross 2, and it's awesome, except that won't happen. Honestly, I think if the next game isn't Cage 4, maybe we'll get a BBS 2 with the Wayfinder trio, either in the Realm of Darkness, or going to Scala and learning more about their Keyblade wielder heritage, and Kyrie's there in the background, maybe. Oh, poor Kyrie. King DDDD says, for Goofy, this is last week's question. For Goofy, I think of Paladin, and Donald, a Red Mage. Thank you, King DDDD.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you. I just started reading it and I was like, this isn't right, but it was totally my fault. Trupp says, first, I think the next game will be a side game that follows Kyrie through her training with Aqua. At some point in the story, I think Kyrie will finally be able to get to save the day. I think it's possible that Kyrie will return to Radiant Garden and try to remember more of her past, and in turn find/save Scold. This will kickstart the crew learning what happened to the Lost Masters. After that, I think we'll get another side game following Yozora and how he came to be in the final world fighting Sora and Remind. He tells Sora that he was given a series of tasks and finally told to save Sora. I think this game you will play as Yozora as he completes these tasks. We will get to see who gave him these tasks. I can't read right now. I also think that Square is gearing up to make Yozora the main protag of the next arc, although I hope not. I don't want to leave Sora and Co. Finally, we will get Kingdom Hearts 4, where we will follow Sora and Riku in Quadratum. I think that somehow will lead into who/where the Master of Masters is, who will then become the next main villain. Interesting take. I like it. Constus says, I believe the game will be Birth by Sleep style with multiple scenarios. I will guess Mickey and Riku, maybe Kairi too, and this game will lead to KH4 as we'll get the revelations that will be necessary for it.
I don't know why, but like how you said it, Mickey, Riku, and maybe Kairi too. Like,
yeah,
it sounded like a nursery rhyme or something.
Mickey, Riku, Kairi too, and I gotta take a poo. DP Grant says, like others have said, the Gap games, Com and 3D, that really set up the plot between the main titles have been Riku and Sora dual stories. So I'm assuming that's where we're headed. I can't imagine the whole game would take place in Quadratum, but I don't know if their realm has been broken up into smaller worlds like Sora and Riku's. I will be shocked, though, if the answer to this is more Final Fantasy characters and settings. I think Nomura wants nothing to do with them anymore. Rip Jet, I want you so bad. And at most, the new characters we meet there will just be close analogs like Yozora's to Noctis. I would really be surprised if we get a full game playing as the Wayfinder trio again. I think they, as well as Mickey and Scarlet Kaim, will probably have only equivalent of what we got to do with Riku and KH3. And Kairi will be revealed to be Ava, who got de-aged by the Ark, or she's her own grandmother or something. And I'm sorry, but the gang in Twilight Town is done. Roxas and Shion will become voiceless characters a la Dylan and Alias and go to school with Hainer Pence and Olette. Lee and Isa's quest to find Subject X will happen on a phone game, and my dream that Scold never gets a 3D model will come true.
No.
Wow.
No.
Orpheus Joshua says, I don't have any super specific predictions, just some general ideas and thoughts. I think the story will become 50-50 between the KH universe and whatever Quadratum is. The foretellers, Maleficent and Pete, will be relegated to as the antagonists of the KH universe, where Kairi will take center stage, and Sora, Riku, and Yuzora and Ko will handle whatever is Quadratum. As for specifics, it definitely seems like Kairi will become friendlier with the BBS trio, or at least just Aqua. What makes Kairi's position here so interesting is that she has no default trio now that Sora and Riku are gone. So instead of tethering her to them, she'll have to attach her to other characters in some manner. I could see Lee and Isa tackling the mystery of Subject X, with maybe Roxas and Shion helping? Roxas, Shion, and Naminé are all big question mark for how they'll be used. There will be likely one game with the KH first characters combating the foretellers, finding Subject X, and God knows what. The foretellers are, at least in my opinion, the most interesting group of antagonists we've had, eclipsing even the organization. They do not seem corrupt or evil, just naive. I honestly think that although they'll start off as antagonists, they'll become supporters of the main cast down the line. For Quadratum, I think there might be a switcheroo between the prominence of Disney and Square, as in the majority of what will be seen and dealt with worldwide will be based on Square properties, where there will be Disney cameos. The out-of-bounds textures and Remind Shibuya pretty much guarantee Square properties, or at least just Final Fantasy, will be far more prevalent here than what we've seen before. Thank you, Orpheus Joshua. Scary Trees 2 says, I've got a theory. It could be bunnies. Cricket noises. I've got another theory that the events of Mom could possibly lead us into the next Kingdom Hearts game. In all seriousness, I have so many fizzle, bamboozle, conspiracy, Kingdom Hearts theories running around in my brain thoughts that you will literally lose your vision by the excessive cross-eyedness I would cause, so I'll spare you.
I'm like already super cross-eyed right now.
The bunnies thing cross-eyed me, I'm not going to lie. Sirius Black says, now this is a fun question. I think we're all going to see Nomura use Kingdom Hearts to create the game that never was. And that game is Versus 13. While Melody of Memory doesn't really showcase anything to prove that, I think the secret episode endings can give us some kind of clue with Sora potentially sleeping inside the crystal. I know it's viewed as the bad ending, but it's possible that it's canon to the story. I think people should really pay more attention to the Final Fantasy 13 storyline. There are a lot of interesting similarities between that story and KH. We know that the series is shifting to some sort of big city, and Versus 13 was always supposed to take place in a big city. I found that the big tagline for Versus 13 in one of the early trailers was, "This is a fantasy based on reality," which is really similar to "I've been having these weird thoughts lately, is anything real or not?" that Kingdom Hearts likes to use. I spent some time rambling my thoughts in the KH Theory discussions channel, so I do not want to make this post too long. I also noticed that typically there are 2 side story games between each numbered installment of Kingdom Hearts. We already have Melody of Memory, so we will probably get one more game that includes Riku's time in Quadratum and Kairi's story with Aqua. After that, we should get KH4 with Sora returning as the main character, and we get the big Master of Masters reveal. There's a tagline for the trailers of Kingdom Hearts 3 that's like, it basically is like, don't let your dreams be dreams, is basically the synopsis of it.
But that would like play over. Yeah.
if you want a dream to become reality, don't just dive in or something like that. It's something like that. I don't remember what it is, but that's very similar too. Kyrie's bro says, for me, the big interesting things are the star being confirmed as the girl from Yozora's world. The other thing that gets me excited is Kyrie going off to train with Aqua. I think they deserve more screen time. Hell yeah, Kyrie's bro.
Amen, brother.
Unhinged Exit says, the ending of Melody of Memory only has me wondering one question. For both Jason and Tyler, is that really a wolf? Tyler would probably say, that's a wolf.
I think that he would say that's a wolf.
I think he'd say it's a wolf, dude. I think he would say that's a wolf.
That's a wolf.
Vip Built Different 214 says, all right, I've said this before, but this is my question, so here's my two-head theory. I think it's obvious that Nomura is trying to keep Sora, Riku, and Kairi separated for the next game in the series. My guess is when young Xehanort did his world tour, he saw his future and somehow getting Sora or maybe Riku out of the world they live in. That would explain why he spent 70 years making a plan and then just gave up on it at the end of KH3. I also think the Master of Masters is from the fictional world and time likely moves very different there. Finally, I think whatever's in the black box allows people to travel from the two worlds. As for the future of the series, I think we're going to get one more spin-off, either a BBS2 or one other spin-off, likely following the Sea Salt Trio or a Riku game. Then after that, Kingdom Hearts 4 is where Sora returns to the world. Thank you, Jip. My Inner Voice, previously known as Sean's or a Red Nocturne, says, I like Alex's idea of KH1 Remake and want to add Jafar Snake to the mix. I could care less about what's next because it's far beyond making sense at this point. All of a sudden, everyone is remembering stuff from a long-forgotten past. They are literally pulling shit out of their ass with no warning or build-up. Ansem, Yensid, Fairy Godmother. Scala was just introduced at the ass end of KH3 and was presumed fucking gone because no one has brought it up before or even knows how to get there except by way of he's a portal. And now Yensid is sending Mickey there? Give me a fucking break. I hope they don't do this subpar shit with the Foretellers and Luju, which seems like Bach seems to agree is the one interesting thing left. Sora should not come back at all. If he does, then this price bullshit was just bad storytelling trope used to death already in the series. It is getting fucking old, guys. Can we agree on that at least, right? Mom is fun, but it really sucked story-wise. Kyrie is shafted again. I literally think the devs looked at data greeting fanfiction and was like, let's prolong this shit and do these ideas. We gave them free content ideas.
Data greeting fanfic.
How many of us made data greetings of Kyrie training with Aqua? Did we really? I didn't do that. Do we really have to see it?
Greeting fanfic.
I would rather have Kyrie been a badass already going after Sora than this I'm weak shit they're trying to feed me. Sora didn't even know what the fuck a Keyblade was in the first game, and he saved the fucking world. Rant over for now. On a more positive note, I'm curious about Quadratum, the end of Union Cross, and whether my ideas of how Dark Road will play out will come true. I stopped playing Dark Road, FYI. I think Dark Road will follow the Disney Princess worlds of KH1, which we already have 2. So 5 more worlds to drip feed us for that gotcha. Concluding with Radiant Garden tying into Melody Memories and Union Cross by way of Darkness combo with Maleficent and her memories. So the end of Union Cross has the kids be yeeted off to their fated destinations. Scold to Radiant Garden, Lorium to where his absent silhouette in KH2. Wow. To where his absent silhouette is in KH2. Rena the same, but she's revealed to be a bitch in Union Cross. Surprise, surprise. Ephemer dies. Who cares about Brain? He has no backstory. The darkness beings rave it up as Daybreak gets fucking bodied. Scala is made by literally none of the key kids like you think it is because it already exists. Doesn't make sense. What else is new? LOL. Quadratum will tie into the station of Ralph. The station area of Ralph eventually.
Ralph.
I really hope we get a console version of Ralph's World, and it's well done. I loved Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Ralph.
Wow, Sean's very, very upset at the direction of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, dude. I didn't know you had so much anger.
It's almost like he thinks they threw all semblance of story out the window.
They might have.
Tyler Rim says,
Some would say that.
I don't know. Anything can happen. Thank you, Tyler. And that wraps up the question of the week from you guys. Jason, do you have an answer to this question?
Oh, my God. Okay, you know who I'm surprised? No one brought up. Because I feel like everyone always fucking brings him up. No one fucking said shit about Demix. Like, not a single person even mentioned Demix. Or Luxord.
Yeah, interesting. No one talking about Demix and Luxord because they've given us no... Well, besides Luxord maybe being the guy driving the car, they've given us no inkling of what the fuck those guys are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where they fucking came from. You know what I mean? So, I think that's why you probably didn't see a lot of it.
Yeah.
I will say we've kind of talked about this ad nauseum at this point. So I don't know that if you want to hear our answers, listen to our talk with Damo last week.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we are actually running out of time for this podcast. Believe it or not, I can't believe this.
I think the next game is gonna be a Pokemon puzzle style game, with Kyrie as the main character. Get shafted again.
Yes.
Get fucked.
That's exactly what it's going to be. Thank you. This next week's question of the week comes from Orpheus Joshua, our good friend. And he asks, which weapon in the Organization 13 is your favorite weapon and why? Applies to both new members of the organization and old members.
Okay.
And if you say anything other than the book, you're wrong. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Fuck the book.
Yeah, the book's whack. But if you say the book, that's a fine answer, I guess. Anyway.
The fucking book sent me into the dark realm during our freaking rewrite
Yes,
run.
that's true.
To the fucking dark realm.
Anyway, please go answer the question of the week. Please go answer the question of the month if you have not yet. Because we will read that live on episode 100, and you'll be entered to win a numerous amount of prizes that I have not announced yet, but I promise some of them are good, some of them are really funny, some of them are great. No bad prizes here. Jason.
Some of them are dog shit. No,
not
that's
true.
That's not true. That's not. They're dog shit. Not true. Why would I say that? That's
Why would you
not
say that?
true.
It's not true. Jason. Hit him with it. We love you guys.
May your hearts be your guiding key.
Thank you.
Fuck off.